Hello, my name is Ryan Beardall. You probably already know that you can use Dentrix Letters to create a set of printed documents, letters, postcards, labels, and you can insert patient names, addresses, or other demographic information into those letters. In this video, I'll show you that you can use Microsoft Word and Outlook to send individualized email messages to your patients. Before we begin, I would like to point out that this functionality is included in the eCentral Communication Manager, and it can handle this task very efficiently and easily. This video is for the do-it-yourselfer type of person. Next, be aware that Dentrix support personnel are not trained in Microsoft Office products. So if you run into problems configuring your email account or getting Word and Outlook to talk to each other, please check in with your internet service provider or perhaps Microsoft for support with those products. And a final warning, before you send email messages en masse, as we are about to do, be aware of and in compliance to all anti-spam laws or any other such laws in regards to electronic business correspondence. With those warnings aside, let's open Office Manager and choose Letters. We'll pick a category and we'll select our letter and click Edit. Alternately, you could click New if you're creating a new letter. In the Patient Filters tab, you set up the letter merging criteria just as you normally would if you were going to print these letters. Here I check off my status, I verify my last visit date, and all other criteria that apply to the letter that you'll be sending. Now we'll go to the Data Fields tab. And here you include the information that will be part of the body of the email. But make especially certain that you check email addresses in addition to whatever else you need selected for your email. Make a note of the merge data file name and the merge letter template. You'll need to know those names in a future step. Now we'll select our letter and choose Create Merge and create a data file only. When you click OK, you'll see Dentrix counting through your patient database. It may take longer in your database, but when it's done, that box will disappear, and a data file has been created in the background. Now, before we go any further, let's gather an important piece of information. You will need to know under Maintenance, Practice Setup, Preferences, and Paths, where Dentrix keeps the letter templates. That folder will be very important in just a moment as we instruct Word where to find the documents it needs. In fact, let's go to Microsoft Word. When you open Word, typically a blank document appears. We'll go to our File and Open command, and here we will browse to that template folder location that we just looked at. And we will find the letter template file that we also verified in that previous step and open that file. Now, if you want to create your own template, you certainly can do that. In a different video in the Dentrix Does It series, I talk about the letter merge add-in tool. And if you have any questions, I'd refer you to that. Well, our next step is to open the Mail Merge Wizard. In older versions of Word, you'll find that under the Tools menu. But here in the newer version, it's under Mailings, Start Mail Merge, and Step-by-Step Mail Merge Wizard. This adds a task pane to the side of the Word. We want to first select that we are working with email messages, and then click Next. Because we already opened the letter template that we need to use, we can keep the selection on Use the Current Document, and then proceed to Step 3. Here we're going to select the data file that contains the unique patient information, and we're going to browse. Now again, we will select the letter template folder that we checked just before we came into Word here. And there's the doc folder, and there's the export folder. Your file name probably won't show up right away, so browse this menu here and select All Files, and then you can select your data file. We'll go ahead and choose Open, and a Mail Merge Recipients dialog box appears. Here you can filter out certain people if you do not want them to receive these emails. Now the obvious one to filter would be any patients who do not have an email address. So I will click Filter, pull down the menu and find email addresses. And when they are equal to an empty field, those are the people that I do not want to have considered for an email. So I'll play with the selection option until I can deselect all of those names. Then I'll return to Filter, remove that email address filter by setting it back to None. And we see that those patients without emails are now deselected from my option. And then we'll click OK, and then click Next to continue to step 4. Now, because we already selected our template earlier, there's really no need for any activity on this step. You can just go ahead and click Next and proceed to step 5. Here, you can preview your merge documents and make any changes before you actually complete the merge. So I'm using the left and right control boxes, and I can view how these email messages will look. You do have the Exclude Recipient button if you decide that a certain name that you're looking at should be removed from the final result list. When you're satisfied with the preview window, click Next, and it's on to the fun stuff. Here we click Electronic Mail. In the To box, we make sure Email Addresses is selected. For the subject line, you type in the appropriate subject line. The mail format can be HTML. If you want to be absolutely sure that there's no problems with your recipient's emails, put it on plain text for the best compatibility. And then choose OK. Now from here, your process may vary. I'm getting a pop-up warning from Microsoft Outlook, and security warnings are coming. You may or may not receive those same warnings, or you may receive different warnings depending on how your configuration is. But that's how Dentrix does it. For more tips and training, please visit the Online Resource Center.